Okay, everybody, this is Crypto Prepper, and I'm a little taken aback by this, but so I was going to do this video anyway, but I did not expect this result. Um, so this is a back test for the XRP USDC bot on Coinbase using the Bitsgap software. And with a 365-day back test, it says that uh, we would have realized a 70% APR. So essentially, starting this bot with $1,000 um, at the end of this year, uh, ending today, starting um, November 22nd, 2024. And at that point, we have already missed the bulk of the move from after the election. Okay, understand. So um, I'm going to try to slow down a little bit. I get excited, I talk fast, and I understand that's hard to absorb. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm scrolling down all the way to the bottom for the very first buy was on 12/20/2024 at $2.32. So essentially more than it is now. Well, and that doesn't sound right, but anyway, that's what this chart is telling me, or this information is telling me. So far in the last 365 days, this bot would have performed 471 transactions. It gives you all your buys and sells, your sell orders. When they fill, they're a little hard to see on the graph up here, but they're the red dots. So you can kind of see one better here and here. So that's when, of course, you make your money. So the bot buys as it goes down lower, and then buys more as it goes down lower, and then sells at whatever percent you tell it to. So I'm going to go through the settings I used on this, and hopefully this will give you a good starting point on what to what to set your bots at. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll back up through. You can see we've done some sells here. Um, we had to wait a month between this one, January 1st. Oh no, sorry. I'm reading this wrong. It's not a US based company, this Bitsgap. So they do their dates a little different. So this is actually the day, the month, the year. So that threw me off a little bit. This is only a day between this buy and the sell. Made a buck 24. So it's not a lot, but you can see buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. All these transactions build up, and then it shows you your cumulative uh, profit here. So I'm just going to scroll all the way up real fast. You can see the last sell was on November 10th. So just 11 days ago. And at the end of that year, with your $1,000 initial investment, you would have got you would already have $700 in your USDC wallet and still have $1,000 bot going. So it's going to continue to do well, not continue to necessarily do this well. Like I said at the beginning, I'm kind of flabbergasted at this percentage. I have never seen one this high, and I would not expect this moving forward, especially if we are going into a bear market. That's debatable. I'm not going to debate that. These bots are actually um, made. They're better. They handle bear markets better, but you have to change the settings a little bit. So obviously, the settings I have on this one are not necessarily the ones you would want for a bear market. Okay, so um, this is just crazy. So I'm going to go through and show you the settings I've used for this to get this 70% return. So first of all, it's a DCA bot, and then it's set up so that when you initially start it, it buys a tiny little fraction, around 3% is what we will set it up with. So it'll buy 3% of your total bot value, and then um, you see the take profit. So if it gets up to that line, it'll take profit, make a buck 25. But if it goes down, it'll buy, and then your take profit will move down with it. And each line, you can see it doubles. So 31.25, 62.50, 125, 250, 500. So, um, and you can see the DCA. So you, as it continues to buy down, your dollar cost average gets lower, making your profit higher. Well, the take profit will move down with it too. Excuse me. Okay, so let's get into this bot settings. So you can see I've got my exchange here set at Coinbase. XRP USDC is my pair long strategy. My investment, $1,000. And then you go down to your manual adjustment. If this little arrow is pointing right, you click it so it points down and opens up these settings that you'll use. So bot settings here, place order immediately. That should be your default. Then what you're going to have to manually enter is if there's anything here, you just delete it. So in this example here for $1,000 bot, we got 31.25. Okay. And then you scroll down, leave that limit as is. Your averaging orders are going to complete your $1,000 initial investment. So $1,000 minus your initial buy here is 968.75. So if you add up all these buy orders here, you're going to get that 968.75. And then we have an averaging orders quantity of 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orders it's going to make if it goes down that low. And then they're 5% separated by 5%. So each 5% move down, it'll buy, you know, uh, essentially double the amount that it did the line before, the way we had this set up. So your amount multiplier, you leave this active orders limit off, but your amount multiplier is 2. So that's what tells the bot you want to double each time, each 5% it goes down. Step multiplier, I don't remember what this default's at. Slide that all the way down to off. Okay. And then your next area that you're going to be concerned with here is your position, take profit, and stop loss. So we're not going to use a stop loss, should be defaulted off. And then a 4% take profit. So when your DCA, as your DCA lowers, your take profit lowers. But what this is telling the bot is that whenever it gets 4% above your dollar cost average, it's going to take profit and it starts itself over. So then it'll take profit, it'll buy, and then create your 5 limit orders below automatically. So that's pretty damn slick. Okay, and then your stop loss, leave that off where there's no stop loss. There's a pump dump protection that they keep on by default, so you can just turn that off. If you have that on and it spikes up, then it's not gonna buy and sell as fast as it would if you had it off. So, and you can always, poke around on these and look at, and that's basically what it says. Be careful if you take this off because it can increase both profits and risks. So that's what you're in for, crypto for, is profits and risk. And then it tells you how much you have available for bot use. So if you have more than the 1,000, but I don't recommend putting all your eggs in one basket. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm not actually making any recommendations. And if you take financial advice from some online, um, then you're a retard. So you're gonna do this yourself, you're taking your own risks. You're going to take your own profit. The only thing that would give me anything is if you use my affiliate link. If I put that in the description and you use that, then I get a cut. Bitsgap gives me a referral fee. So um, actually, uh, let's go there and look at the pricing. So right now, you can save 50% off Black Friday. So if you see this within the sale time, that's a really good time to get this. I just upgraded to the Pro. Um, I started out with the Advanced, but in all reality, you can do this on the basic. You just won't be able to basically uh, get um, the 365 day back test. So you're not going to have as much information doing this, but you're still going to be able to run some bots. So 10 active DCA bots. So if you have $10,000, start 10 of them, each one of them with 1,000. Use You have to use different pairings for each one, and I recommend using different strategies. But that's a 101, or that's a more of an advanced kind of deal there. So that's what we have here is we have those settings just like I showed you. If say if you really like this and you wanted to put 2,000 or whatever, you can slide your little doohickey here. Oh, no, it's not called doohickey. If you like round numbers like I do, you can automatically pop. But see, when I did that, it jacked with all my orders. So it's better just to use the slider to get to the approximate place you want to be. But if you wanted to start out with 2,000, then you would just do double what I talked about earlier. We got the 62, it would be 6250, and what was the uh, remaining orders would be, oops, shoot, remaining orders be 1,940 or 50. So it still kind of kept it close. And then everything else is the same, 5 and 5. It kept all my other settings. So you can, with a basic, you can only do a 30-day back test. With an advanced, it's 180. With a pro, it's 365. So if you're really going to put some decent money into this, the pro is a great investment. But even if you just get started out with that basic plan, you can still at least back test up to 30 days. Um, but anyway, so with, as you're going through this with the pro plan, you can change all these settings. So say I wanted to change my take profit to 3.5. You can make a mental note of your 70.13 and do another back test. 59.4 or not quite as good. See if I go 4.1, if I can get higher than that 70, whatever it was, 71.45. This is just crazy. So, like I said, uh, don't expect these returns because this is a little riskier like this. If you wanted to, because if it does go down, actually, so let's do a 30 day. So in the past 30 days, we would have seen 56. So that's still pretty good with it going down like it has in the past 30 days. You're still making $56 off $1,000, $2,000 investment in this case because I increased it. So anyway, get in here, get started with Bitsgap. you know, just get that $29 account, start playing in demo mode. Um, don't even link your real exchanges up yet. Um, but one thing to remember about this software is that it just you and they'll walk you through how to set up all your APIs. They don't have any control on uh, withdrawals from those exchanges. The only thing their API is set up to do is to um, just manage the trading bots. And the great thing about this software is you can manage trading bots on all of your exchanges. Not all necessarily, but Kraken, Coinbase, Gemini's on here. Unfortunately, Gemini doesn't allow you to do these DCA bots, um, but Coinbase and Kraken do. So when you don't want to have everything in Coinbase, don't want to have everything in Kraken, you kind of split them up. And like I talked about with not putting all your money in one bot strategy, you're not going to put all your money on one exchange, and you're not going to put all your money on the exchanges. So you're still going to have some in cold storage and make your own designation on what you feel appropriate for doing so. But I just could not keep from sharing that crazy 365-day back test. 70, oh my God, 70%. That's just crazy. Um, uh, I just have no words. $100,000 into this over the last year, you would have had, you get $71,000 from straight into your wallet and not touch the quote unquote principal of your bot. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to me or following me on X, I'm going to try to do more of these videos and try to make them shorter and more concise. But I think this was a pretty good one to share. It just seems crazy to have this kind of return. But anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Peace.